In Utah, a new law now requires biological fathers to pay half of a woman's out-of-pocket pregnancy costs.
The state is the first to mandate prenatal child support.
NBC News legal analyst Danny Savalos joins us now with more. So, Danny, this law is rather complicated. So tell us when a biological father would be legally required to pay child support and the legal consequences if they don't.
If the mother obtains a paternity test and it proves that the father is the father, then she can elect under this law to have him pay the costs of the pregnancy. And you ask about the penalties. You know, unfortunately, I've handled a lot of these child support contempt cases. And the reality is that there are a lot of parents, often fathers, who simply either don't have the money to pay any of the support or refuse to pay support. So in a sense, adding pregnancy costs, I think you're going to hear a lot of put it on my tab. And that tab, unfortunately, in different jurisdictions can get up to the tens of thousands of dollars in back support. So they're not paying support. I don't know if they're going to be paying the pregnancy costs.
Now, the sponsor of this bill was a Republican lawmaker who essentially said he wanted to pass a law making it easier to bring a child into the world, in contrast to the many laws that directly restrict abortion access. But is it clear yet whether this bill could have an impact on abortion access or if it could lead to additional abortion restrictions, just since it is legislation concerning pregnancy?
Yeah, the magic words are undue burden. The Supreme Court has said that as long as legislation does not present an undue burden on the woman's right to choose, then the legislation is constitutional. But that is not a very easy standard to suss out. For example, I mean, making people wait a few days or attend a class or get some information. Is that an undue burden on a woman's right to choose? And certainly over the years, reasonable minds have differed, and not just differed seriously and sometimes, unfortunately, violently on what is an undue burden.
Danny, some critics are also concerned that this could have a negative impact on abused women. The Salt Lake Tribune reported that Representative Brian King, who voted against the bill, said he was concerned about women being financially tied to abusive partners because of it. So what kind of legal protections are there for a woman in that situation, if any? And I know you used the word elect earlier. I mean, do they have to have their partner pay for half their bills from the pregnancy?
They do not. And that's a very valid concern. It's the same concern that exists already with child support. I mean, there are many situations where a mother has been abused by the father, and ideally, in a perfect world, the state manages the support. Father writes the check, sends it in, the check gets to mom. Unfortunately, it doesn't always work that smoothly. The state is notoriously bad at managing checks, depending, especially, you know, of course, it's different in all jurisdictions, but in my experience, not so great with handling the money. But you're absolutely right that it could put an abusive relationship and keep a mother having to be in some form of contact with the father more than is safe.
All right, Danny, this is a complicated one. Thank you, as always, for breaking it down for us.
Hey, NBC News viewers, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down here and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives. Thanks for watching.